What else do you have, Seton?
All right. How about who would you bet on to win the NBA Finals, Celtics or Warriors?
Ooh, sauce.
Paul sent over that sauce.
The Celtics, I think, are a slight favorite. Let me see if I have that right with DraftKings. Let's see. Before Game 2, Celtics minus 185 to win the title. They're now a slight favorite at minus 115. Golden State is at minus 105. Well, I gotta ride with the Warriors because I picked them at the beginning of the year. But after 2 games, you can't go wrong with, I don't think, betting on the Boston Celtics. I do think that Boston is a better team, can be a better team, I should say, can be a better team. Younger, feels like they have a more well-rounded team. Yes, Eaton.
The Celtics seem to have to struggle for every basket, though.
I thought Golden State did. I thought Steph had to struggle for his. I mean, he got 29 last night.
But he would at least get an open look. Like, the Celtics' main offense seems to be somebody drive to the hoop and then try to kick it out to whoever might be open.
But that's basketball. I mean, that's what you do. Drive and dish, drive and kick, drive, get a 3. I mean, that's what basketball is. Steph had some really nice passes last night. That's what stood out for me. And then you know, I can't expect Klay Thompson to be even very good right now. At times, you know, he was trying, and it felt like he was rushing things. He was 4 for 19. So you really have to have some other guys who aren't used to these moments to step up. Jordan Poole stepped up, played well. Yes, Eden.
It is pretty remarkable how the Celtics were able to drive to the hoop every time, and somehow the Warriors were able to get all ball every time they slapped that ball away. That was remarkable. Wow. There wasn't a single foul in all of that.
I think
that's amazing.
You sound sarcastic.
Steph has really stepped up his defense. That is amazing.
Wow.
Not a single foul in all those.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I did wonder about some defense that was played there. Not that there's any bias with the officials. Draymond Green, part of the story last night, as I thought he should have been tossed. He would have had his second technical. And, you know, I get it. This is what Draymond does. You know, he's not as good at it as Rodman was, but then Rodman is an old-timer at being an instigator, an agitator. But Draymond trying to get into the head of Jaylen Brown, and I would have tossed him. But you can't have the, well, he's already got one, and we're going to be a little more lenient with him when it comes to his second one. Why? Okay, who decides that you get to a point where you go, you're a good player or a popular player. We don't want to lose you on a cheap technical here. Like at what point do you say you've graduated? See, I don't like that. Call the game. Don't call the game and go, well, wait a minute, that's Steph. I can't call a foul on him. That's Draymond. We need him. Yeah, Marv.
Is that like when you get a foul in the first quarter and it's the fourth quarter and it's like, that's not a fourth quarter foul.
Yeah.
Like a foul is a foul.
I don't understand that logic. And even listening to the announcers last night, Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, Steve Jaffe, the former official, he works for ABC, ESPN. He came in and said, you got to be aware of who's got one technical. Why? That's not fair to the Boston Celtics. Like if that was Jordan Poole, what happens? If that was Wiggins, what happens? If that was Looney, what happens? Gone. Yes, Eden.
Because that gives Draymond Green basically a free pass to say, you know what, as long as I don't punch anybody, these dudes aren't going to throw me out.
Yes, Fritzy.
And is that an NBA Finals decision you think the refs made, or is it a home court favored decision, or a combination of both of those?
Feels like it's standard procedure with playoff basketball, NBA Finals basketball, I'm guessing. I mean, it sounded like that with Steve Jaffe, longtime NBA official. And I go, how do you call something in the moment like that? It's so reactionary. It's split second. You can't go, hey, I'm going to call the oh, it's Draymond. That's going to be a oh, it's Draymond. You can't do that. Like preferential treatment, I know. Basketball's been littered with preferential treatment. Draymond Green doesn't earn preferential treatment. Jaylen Brown is better than Draymond Green. Do we give Jaylen Brown preferential treatment? It's silly. Yeah, Paul.
This is one of the oldest arguments in sports. Should referees referee differently in the fourth quarter or in situations? A lot of people disagree with you guys on this one, that in a fourth quarter, a foul should be truly apparent and the ref should try not to influence the game in one way or the other. People say you're influencing the game by not making the call because that means you're hurting the other team. But seems like standard procedure with referees, especially in basketball.
But that wasn't a fourth quarter call last night with Draymond Green. That was first half.
Jaffe was saying, the former ref was saying, trying not to influence the game by removing a player.
You're influencing the game by trying not to influence the game. That's silly. Yes, Todd.
And if he didn't have a previous technical foul, that same play, they're going to call it technical, but it's the fact that would have kicked him out. That was, to me, the whole difference. If that would have been his first, he called that.
First of all, I don't even like the foul called on Draymond, because if you watch, Jaylen Brown starts to fall down. He's not even, Draymond goes up, and then he starts to fall down. Draymond falls on top of him. But once he falls on top of him, you put your feet on his back, and then you push him, and then you grab his pants. Like, go! Get out of here. Gone. And I picked Golden State to win the finals. But that's silly. Yeah, Paul.
But Draymond does it in such a slow, methodical, non-threatening way. Like
a cute way.
He's acting like he's getting up, then he grabs his shorts, and he's like, "Oh, I'm having a mistake in his hand." It's pure acting. It's fantastic.
Yes,
he somehow Draymond Green is able to put his shoulder under Grant Williams' armpit and drive him to the ground. And the officials, who don't want to influence the game, by the way,
of course,
are like, that's foul on Williams. How?